Strategy number 5. The elegance of simplicity. The elegance of simplicity, a core concept in Stoicism, extols the virtue of living a life unburdened by superfluous excess and unswayed by the siren calls of consumerism. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants, Epictetus advised. This counsel is not a mandate for austerity, but an invitation to find richness in the understated and fulfillment in the essentials. In the embrace of simplicity, there is a rejection of the clutter that so often dominates our physical spaces and mental landscapes. It's the choice to value quality over quantity, to seek experiences that enrich the soul rather than possessions that fill the home. Simplicity finds expression in the minimalist's approach to life, where every object is chosen with intention and every activity is imbued with meaning. Imagine applying this principle to daily living. It could mean decluttering your workspace, creating an environment where focus flourishes. In personal finance, it may manifest as a budget that prioritizes experiences and well-being over material accumulation. In relationships, the elegance of simplicity encourages us to invest in deeper connections with fewer people, rather than spreading ourselves thin over many surface-level engagements. The Stoic finds beauty in simplicity, not only in their surroundings, but also in their actions and thoughts. It's a conscious decision to streamline life's complexities, to cut through the noise, and to focus on what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius once mused, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This insight calls for an internal simplification, a purification of desires, and an anchoring of contentment in self-sufficiency and reasoned choice. Simplicity in Stoicism is also a tool for resilience. In the face of life's inevitable upheavals, the individual who has cultivated a simple, straightforward, and unpretentious life is better poised to adapt. They carry their tranquility within, unshaken by external shifts, because their happiness is not tied to the impermanent and the external, but to the stable and the internal. To live simply is to strip away the non-essential so that the essential may speak. It is to practice restraint in a world of excess and to find peace in an age of distraction. The elegance of simplicity is the art of paring down to the core of what brings joy, clarity, and purpose. It is the Stoic's realization that in the tapestry of life, the most impactful threads are often those woven with the simplest patterns. In conclusion, the elegance of simplicity is more than an aesthetic choice. It's a profound philosophical commitment that offers freedom, clarity, and a return to the fundamentals of human flourishing. By cultivating simplicity, we not only streamline our external lives but align our inner worlds with Stoic wisdom, where the greatest treasures are those found within the depths of a contented heart. Strategy number 6. The serenity of acceptance. The serenity of acceptance is a Stoic bastion against the tumult of life's uncontrollable elements. It is the acknowledgement of our limited power to change external circumstances, paired with the recognition of our absolute power to accept them. "Accept the things to which fate binds you," Marcus Aurelius wrote, conveying that peace comes not from control, but from conceding control where it cannot be exerted. This acceptance is far from resignation. It is an active, empowered response to the challenges that fate presents. When a storm descends, the Stoic does not lament the rain, but instead reflects on the futility of such lamentations. They understand that the storm, like all external events, is indifferent to our desires and our discomforts. It is through acceptance that one finds serenity, not by changing the storm's nature, but by sheltering the inner self from its fury. In real-world scenarios, this serene acceptance can be transformative. It's the calm demeanor of the doctor who, after doing all they can for a patient, must wait for the outcome. It's the composed acceptance of the athlete who, after a defeat, recognizes that some factors, the weather, the opponent's unexpected performance, were beyond their control. These individuals display a mastery of acceptance that does not undermine their efforts but reinforces their equanimity. They show us that while striving for excellence is within our domain, the outcome often is not. He who is brave is free, Seneca tells us. The brave individual in the Stoic sense is one who accepts the bounds of fate bravely, freeing themselves from the anguish of resisting the immutable. Acceptance also cultivates resilience. It's the strength to face loss, to endure pain, and to confront adversity, not with bitter resignation, but with the understanding that these experiences are part of the human condition. The Stoic uses acceptance as a tool to maintain internal harmony. even as the external world may be in disarray. They find serenity not in ideal circumstances, but in their response to the actual circumstances they encounter. The serenity of acceptance is, therefore, a reflection of wisdom and strength. It does not mean that one does not work to improve their situation, but that they do so with the understanding that not all things are within their power to change. This harmonious balance between action and acceptance is the essence of Stoic tranquility. To embrace acceptance is to walk through life with a steady heart and a clear mind, understanding that while we cannot command the winds of fate, we can adjust our sails. It is to perceive the world with clarity, free from the distortions of frustration and disappointment. By cultivating the serenity of acceptance, we anchor ourselves in the present, undisturbed by the ripples of the uncontrollable, and master the only domain wholly ours to command, our inner selves. Strategy number 7, living virtuously. Living virtuously is the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, the culmination of its teachings and the axis around which the Stoic life rotates. Virtue for the Stoics is not a lofty ideal but a practical guide to living well. It is the embodiment of the 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. As Seneca elegantly put it, virtue is nothing else than right reason. To live virtuously is to engage with life's complexities with a moral compass that consistently points towards the good. It means making decisions not based on what is expedient or pleasurable, but on what is right. Wisdom dictates that we choose the just path over the easy one. Courage allows us to walk it despite our fears, and temperance enables us to tread with moderation and self-control. The virtuous life manifests in countless everyday choices. It's found in the honesty of the business person who conducts their dealings transparently, in the courage of the whistleblower who exposes wrongdoing at personal risk, and in the justice of the community leader who advocates for the marginalized. It's in the temperance of individuals who moderate their appetites and desires, recognizing that self-discipline is the bedrock of freedom. Stoicism reminds us that living virtuously is an inward journey as much as an outward expression. To live happily is an inward power of the soul, Marcus Aurelius proclaimed, indicating that virtue is intertwined with our inner tranquility and happiness. It requires a continuous effort to align our actions with our principles, regardless of external rewards or recognition. Living virtuously also means recognizing our interconnectedness with others and the world. It's understanding that our choices and actions ripple outwards and impact the greater whole. Justice, in the Stoic sense, extends beyond individual interactions to a broader commitment to the welfare of society. It's the recognition that our own good is bound up with the good of others. In the practice of virtue, Stoics find true wealth. For what is more valuable than a life well lived? What is more enduring than the respect earned through integrity? Virtue is its own reward, providing a deep sense of satisfaction that outlasts the fleeting pleasures pursued by those who do not heed its call. To conclude, living virtuously is the intentional practice of aligning every thought, word, and deed with the highest standards of moral excellence. It is a dynamic and active pursuit that challenges us to rise above base instincts and fleeting impulses, and to act in accordance with the noblest aspects of our character. In this pursuit, we find not just the respect of others, but a profound self-respect that no external circumstance can diminish. As we commit to this path, we become beacons of stability and integrity in an ever-changing world, and in doing so, we leave a legacy that time itself will honor. As we reach the end of our discourse on the powerful psychological strategies derived from Stoicism, I urge you to pause and reflect. These are not just concepts to understand, but principles to live by. Ask yourself, which of these strategies could be a catalyst for change in your life? How might adopting a Stoic approach steer you towards greater self-respect and the esteem of others? I encourage you to take these ancient ideas and apply them to the modern complexities of your daily life. See where they fit, and where you may need to adjust your sails to navigate life's vast ocean. Please, feel free to share your intentions or any moments of Stoic clarity you've experienced in the comments below. Your journey is unique, and your narrative could be the very one that inspires or enlightens another. Thank you sincerely for spending your time with us. Reflect on what you've learned, and consider how you might implement these strategies in your path forward. Farewell for now, and may the wisdom of Stoicism guide you to a life of virtue and dignity.